the last 100 years, Radio Corporation America has known the planets in the sky create voltage in wires. In about 1914, Marconi Wireless Company was taken over by the military general rule company Radio Corporation America, and much of the understandings that came from Nikola Tesla and his 17 patents, which were used in the Marconi wireless system, which consisted of both transverse waves of 186,000 miles a second and longitudinal waves of 291,000 miles a second. Most of them were removed by RCA post-1914, months before World War I. Telling you now, if you don't want to prove it to yourself, don't bother. Don't bother watching this video or those YouTube videos you watch about free energy. Free energy, right there. It was essentially stolen from him by the military government under the guise of the Radio Corporation America, and the free development of so-called electron technology was delved into a world of classification, secrecy and patent elitism which has dogged the 21st century.
and then they formed a sort of V and a Y shape. And eventually, they created high species in vegetable, plant and mineral and animal life. And you notice that the animal life has veins and vessels that are shaped just like the currents of the sea and the stream.
Oh yeah.
Which I believe is proof that we were born out of that. Evolution. What is it, if you consider that it only involves this planet when the universe created it? And if the universe created this planet, then the universe also created life. And Darwin is incomplete. And it's as simple as that.
The thing that's moving that you can see right now, the thing that is moving that is a planet.
In a historical perspective, by taking a look at this Ptolemaic theory, we can get an idea of the general characteristics of inventive theories. The first point that we need to note is that that theory was mathematically correct within the existing observational limits, the then existing limits. That is a general characteristic of all inventive theories because they are invented for that specific purpose. They are specifically designed to fit mathematics that are already known. The second point, significant point, is that that theory, the Ptolemaic theory, was conceptually wrong. The interpretation of the mathematics was wrong. That, again, is a general characteristic. It applies to all inventive theories because of the circumstances under which they're invented. As many observers have pointed out, long-standing problems in science do not continue to exist because of a lack of competence on the part of those who are trying to solve them. Nor do they continue to exist because of a lack of methods by which to go about solving them. They continue to exist because some piece or pieces of information that are essential are missing. In the case of the Ptolemaic theory, there were two such pieces of information. The Greeks did not realize that the planets revolve around the sun rather than around the earth. And they did not know that there is a force of gravitation controlling those movements. Without those two pieces of information, neither the Ptolemaic theory nor any other theory that was invented to explain the mathematics could have been correct. Now, that is a general characteristic of inventive theories. And I'm stressing it at this time because it will be important later on in other connections. If the information is available, if all the essential information is there, then there's no need to invent a theory. Then we can obtain it by inductive means. If the essential information is not there, then any theory we invent cannot be conceptually right. In view of the practically unlimited opportunity for making ad hoc assumptions, that is, adding epicycles, an inventive theory never comes to the fate of the inductive systems of theories. The inventive system may fail to account for a few things at any given time, but there's never the big accumulation that characterizes an inductive theory, an inductive system of theory that's fallen behind the progress of discovery. But the inventive theory, ultimately an inventive system of theories, inventive science I might call it, ultimately encounters a fate of its own. Sooner or later, we just have too many epicycles. And in the meantime, the progress of observation and the construction of inductive theories of lower rank is continued, so that ultimately we get to the point where the scope of those theories is broad enough to challenge the prevailing inventive theory. And then the inventive theory goes to the boards. Now, that's what happened to the Greek inventive system about 500 years ago. And at that time, the
planets create the voltage flux in wires, and all of the different planets, based on where their north and south pole is pointing, will induct a different positive voltage gain or negative voltage loss. This is because the north and south pole individual magnets from each planet are twirling around at very high speed, and they're about equal, which means at any given moment there'll be about more north pointing here, and at any other moment there'll be about more south pointing here. And because of that, the energy usage, the energy gains and losses go up and down. They alternate like everything else in nature. It's an alternating current. And we're here to show you that.
As wireless progressed, Tesla established the system where he could transmit longitudinally through the Earth electrical power at a velocity of 291,000 miles per second. Also, he developed a beam tube, 291,000 miles per second, pi over 2 times the velocity of light. No, it's pi over 2 times the velocity of light. There's a different set of dimensions. Velocity of light simply is an expression of the ratio of energy to mass. The limit to what? It's a constant. no limit.
I hope that someone will, at some time in the future, listen to this recording with great respect. That they all, without any exception, are against, I say, are against what I am doing. Every single one of them slightly interferes with my effort, crosses it out, blots out, flattens out, that one thing or another, whatever it may be, to diminish my effort, to diminish the effect of my effort, to blot out the sharpness and acuity of my thoughts, to reduce to rubble and nothing, or nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.